Good morning, everyone. Welcome to MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. I'm MaryAnne. Welcome to your daily Sun Sign Love Connection reading. Sorry, as I scooted in my chair. And welcome to the featured sign of Aries for the beautiful first day of July. Happy July, everyone. What a beautiful month. It has so much potential, so much to offer. Fireworks, literally and figuratively. We have the beautiful fire sign, your fellow fire sign, Aries, in Leo. Mars is in the sign of Leo, which is all that beautiful aggression. That's your ruling planet. So it's that ambition and courage and strength and fortitude and, like, let's make it happen. Let's just do it. What is that? Swoosh, just do it kind of attitude, right? And then we have Venus in Leo as well. So that's just all about passion. I mean, and you know what passion's like, having that fiery energy within you. You're the first sign of the zodiac. You are a leader, you are a cardinal sign, you just like to do, you like to initiate, you like to be busy, you have the strongest intentions to do the right thing, and you are very determined to do so. And you have a beautiful, I always say kind of youthful energy about you. You don't believe that you can't. You go into a project or a relationship or anything thinking, this is it, it's going to be great. It's an optimism that I really love about you and fire signs in general. And then you're spirited and you're determined. You're not a fixed sign, but you have this just trust, belief, and faith that you're going to accomplish what you need to accomplish. So that's a beautiful thing. And I'm going to pick your featured sign. I'm sorry, you're the featured sign. I'm going to pick your highlighted sign, as I always do. And that's going to be what Spirit wants you specifically to know about with this connection, person, love, soulmate, great friend. Love category for my readings is all-inclusive. It doesn't mean you have to be with somebody. Certainly not. Self-love, love of ideas, love of life, all are incorporated in the readings. So I do this right away just so you know. And I always say that if you have not, you're not aware of this particular connection as of now, you may be. And then think about people you may not know when they're born. These are the sun sign readings. This is the day and the month you're born. And we're in the sun sign season of Cancer. So there's just this wonderful feeling for all of us of camaraderie and heart-centered, emotional type of fulfillment, family gatherings like 4th of July weekend we're having. It always comes this time of year, and it's so perfect for it with summer and the season because, Cancer is a cardinal sign too. They initiated summer. You initiated spring, Aries. So let's see who you have here. And who Spirit would like me to read these 3 major categories for this highlight connection. And then I read the oracles for every single Aries and all of your relationships, whatever they may be. So your particular, you know what? This has been coming up a lot. It was definitely at least 2 of the highlighted from last month's, and it is Capricorn. And this is a very interesting energy. I do see this combination. I think more so, to be honest, in my 30 plus years of studying relationships and compatibility with astrology. I find it to be a great amount of times in work situations. And that's interesting because, of course, Capricorn represents being an earth sign. It's about practical things, everyday life things. In regards to Capricorn, it's about work, success, what they do to create wealth and luxury and, a great life. And that's by just being very, very steadfast. They are also cardinal sign though. So that's interesting. You have this combination going there with this, Cancer being cardinal. We've got your highlighted connection being, the Capricorn initiating the season of winter. Maybe something happening now will fully develop by winter time, which is what, 5 months, give or take. What I love is that you're the fire, you're the passion, you're the leader. You start the astrology year, you are the first sign. And then Capricorn is very, very, very strong and very, very capable and very successful and very resourceful. And they too like to initiate and keep moving and keep going. And all they really think about is looking up, boy, leveling up. That's their whole thing, and they like to do it in ways that are substantial, that make sense, that are, reliable, kind of routine like. You mix that up. You're more of a, impulsive, let's do it no matter what. I can do it this way or that way. It doesn't really matter. And you kind of lighten that load from a lot of Capricorns, or give them that extra initiation and fire-like energy to see it through and be more spontaneous. I want to say spontaneous comes to mind. But I like this a lot. You both really complement each other because you got the grounded energy that takes your spirit and your fever and your, determination and love of being successful as well, Aries. And then they just kind of put it to real, grounded kind of energy. You plant that seed, you wait, you watch for it to grow. They're the patients you may not be, and you want that. You want that kind of energy around you to kind of guide you and show you and teach you to have those beautiful traits. So we all have something to offer and give to each other. We can get along with anybody. And this is just one that I think is extremely good for long-term investments, things that really matter to you, whether it's a long-term investment in the relationship, in a romantic way, and so forth. Really beautiful, beautiful energies are coming through, but I'm going to read to you the messages so that we have a clear indication of what it is that you are needing to know about this particular highlighted connection. So in true form, I always change my tarot cards every month from the beginning of the month to the mid-month readings, which I do mid-month. I usually finish my beginning of the month by mid-month. I do one highlighted connection and, relationship connection every day. So it takes me a little longer, but I still feel like it's an important time and, information that comes through. And, the whole month could be something that could be the energy's happening for you, or it could happen a day or two. You may not feel it until the end. It's all very relative. And anytime you watch these readings are fine, perfectly fine. And so let's see what it says for it. I am using this beautiful deck of the Queen of Tarots. And what I like about it is this represents, the queens are the more mature aspects of our lives, people, circumstances, maybe the job we've had for a long time, or relationships, of course. But it's also, the more feminine modality in all of us, because we all have both feminine and masculine dualities. And so it brings forth, especially now in Cancer season, also having Jupiter, our benevolent planet of luck and prosperity and ideas and just beautiful creativity and, inspiration, talent, love, heart-centered. That's in the sign of Pisces, also water. Neptune's in the sign of Pisces. There's a lot of water elements. So that's the intuitive part of us. That's the part that goes inward and really senses and feels things. It's not all outside. It's a lot of inside that we sit and we kind of really just feel and have this receptivity about and really acknowledge, maybe more than other times in our lives. So the first category is the first overall energy bringing you to this reading, Aries. So for you in this beautiful combination of Aries and Capricorn, you have, forgive me, I do this all the time, wishing and hoping that I would actually see this. And I think I will when I get my new prescription. I believe I will. Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. Whew! Well, I mean, this is definitely, I'm going to say it because, this is what I remember hearing from years ago. One of the main representatives and meanings of this card, and these are beautiful cards, by the way. They're so beautifully illustrated and they're very detailed. Well, it's sensuality. It's definitely physical attraction. Something really important is happening in that category for a certain percentage of you, and it's definitely about romance. Like I said, not all of my readings pertain to that, and single people could certainly get messages from this, and all of your relationships in all different ways. This is definitely beginning, ideas, information, fired up energy. This is the fire sign. This is you, Aries. This is what I was speaking of, like just getting it done, making it happen, bringing out that incredible, passionate side of you. And then once again, with having, Venus in Leo, it's all about that. So it's exactly what it's showing. Whether it's new, whether it's continued, it's going to get another level of passion and perspective and closeness and, you know, just all those beautiful emotional things that come with relationships. So that's a gorgeous, beautiful way to start July, right? With fireworks and beautiful inspiration and motivation and all the wonderful things that fire signs represent. So in going forward, we have, as a storyline, I always like to say, the second category is the possible blessings or obstacles. And so you have, in addition to this beautiful Ace of Wands for new ideas and beginnings and starts and just such incredible motivation, the Five of Swords. Interesting. So the possible blessings or obstacles, Five of Swords are, you know, having had, let's just say in a nice way, disagreements, maybe not seeing eye to eye. We just got over Mercury retrograde. It'll actually be out of the shadow period. I believe it's July 7th. So next week, it's already cleared up. I can feel it. I mean, my work is just, everything is starting to move forward and there's much more momentum, and it's just this, it's like we knew it, right? It's here, it's happening. We get to go on vacation. We get to plan our vacations. We get to go to staycation. We get to get out and feel comfortable and good about it because we made a difference by getting vaccinated, all the various things we're doing to kind of make it so that could happen. We had to wait, and here it is. And so in that process, there was a lot of, specifically the Mercury retrograde, it was confusion and being misunderstood perhaps. Maybe there was no communication with somebody for a long time and now it's starting to come back. And it may not have been the best, and what you decided was, you know what? I don't particularly care to have that kind of feeling anymore. I don't really want to be in my head all the time, which is what an air sign sword represents. I kind of want to just really pick my battles in the sense that, you know, I want to be truthful and straightforward, which is very much a part of what the air signs are about. I mean, they can be very detached when they want to make their point. And it's usually for the best. It's the highest of, you know, intentions of fair and you know, compromise and recognizing different points of view, balance, institutions, you know, doctors, medicine, money, all those things feed into the air element. However, it's intelligence and it's working through your own mind with that introspection time that's happening. Figuring out the best way to communicate, because in our relationships, that's a huge key component for success, right? And I think that you're really starting to realize that, and you're taking the time to do that. And on your vacations with these special, you know, times that you may have that you haven't had before, it's really bringing to the light to just be at peace with what you believe. You don't have to listen to other people. You can remove people. You can cut them with those swords, which happens. It's like, nope, cutting that out. Not necessary anymore. Don't want it. New life, new start, new transformation, right? Ace of Wands. Okay, so that sounds familiar. I think it's been a very common denominator in the last month, and it's for the better, you know, because I don't know, if I can't get the right information myself, I'm going to find somebody I can, you know, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be taking the time to do it. I'm not going to give up. And I know the people that have been less than supportive are definitely not somebody I want in my life. What about you? It strikes me as that type of thing for you, okay? So that could be a blessing and an obstacle at the same time. You know what I mean? Obstacles do become blessings in retrospect, or even at the time it's occurring. The final category is that of finances for you. This is definitely about money. It's definitely about, you know, what's happening at this moment and proceeding, maybe moving forward. It's about your wealth and your well-being and your relationships in your mind, spirit, body. And you have the Lovers. Well, there's this passionate thing. There's that perfect selection. This is a major arcana. This represents the sign of Gemini. We had a lot of influence in the last month in Gemini. We had the second eclipse of the two, the first being Sagittarius. They always run in pairs. At the end of May, then we had the June 10th new moon eclipse in Gemini. This is all about communication, all about gatherings and mutable air that's just changing and mutating and bringing in new opportunities and new connections and networking and growing our businesses, our life, our relationships, all those things that are so important to Gemini, ruled by Mercury, right? The mind, expansion, educating ourselves, learning. And it doesn't have to be necessarily, if you're not in a relationship, it doesn't mean this is the Lovers because it was all about this relationship or that one person. It's about whatever selection you chose, and particularly in regards to money and the person that you want to share that or give that to or receive it from or pull together the money. Right choice, certainly with the two of you, seriously, Aries and Capricorn. I mean, this is like I said, the Aries is out there making it happen, working, and so is the Capricorn. The Capricorn is also very clever and extremely good at, you know, the right ways to use money. They are ruled by Saturn. They are the taskmaster. They understand the conservative side of life, which Aries don't always understand. Once again, being a very complementary, helpful energy for Aries. And not that you don't, Aries. I don't want to put you down in any way. I just find that a lot of Capricorns are extremely good at that, and they can really help you, and probably have and will continue to, and you appreciate that as well. For long-term security. That's what, you know, Capricorn's all about. Practical things that we need to do to make that happen for those rainy days. So, wow, what a beautiful, beautiful card, which tells me that there's definitely some partnerships, things happening that can be very, very fruitful for your finances. And you feel that now anyway. You feel this surge. I know you do. And you're going to continue to. It's not going to stop. It's just building upon building. And the messages that come through the eclipses, they last for months to come. So you may be still revealing the importance and the information coming through, particularly now with, like I said, retrogrades going forward, Mercury anyway. That's all about mind, communication, expression. And it's the quickest moving planet. So it happens sometimes really fast now. It's like unraveling to the point where you're like, whoa, didn't expect that. I've been waiting so long that all of a sudden, boom. So just be prepared and know it's coming. Know that you're in a good place right now. You've made the right choices. You know, you were co-creating all along. So you're a big part of what happens, always will be. And I think you like knowing that too. I love this. I absolutely love this reading, and just knowing that you can really put down your swords and just say, you know, I've learned it's not going to happen again. I won't repeat that myself. I don't want to be around people that might make me feel less than or, you know, uncomfortable in any way. Don't want to have those conversations anymore. I'm a new person, you know. We can change at any moment. Let me finish with your rune that culminates the reading. I love this as an oracle. It's an amazing oracle, and it seems so incredibly synchronistic at times with the reading. And you got what I like to call the F note, because I used to take piano years ago. I'm going to put it right on that second category, as I always do, possible blessings or obstacles. Read to you what it says from the little cheat sheet. And what it says is, for this beautiful, where is that? Oh, number 1. There you go. There you are. The Aries, the number 1. It's got to be an interesting, you know, position, because you don't know anything else but to be a leader and to be in charge and to want to help others. And yeah, so there you go. It came right up, and it's Fihu, if that's how you pronounce it. I apologize if it isn't. So in the book, the time frame and the meaning and words associated with it are the time period is June 29th to July 13th. So we're still basically in it. I mean, we just entered July, so this is pretty perfect, right? That's pretty synchronistic. That's what I'm talking about. The runes are always right on for me, and I love them. And they know I do. So we work together in tandem that way. The word associated with this is livestock. So, I mean, you can take that as you will. And then the response words are trust, recovery, gain, trade. That makes me think of the livestock. People trade livestock, you know. Just more bartering that's going on these days, which used to happen years ago. I love bartering for massages as a massage therapist. It's a beautiful thing to do. Something hidden comes to light. Evolution. Evasion, beware of frauds. Now, this is something that is personally I've noticed, because I'll watch YouTube spiritual guidance advisors and such every day, you know, as part of my life. This is who I am. It's not just for fun and profit, you know. It's definitely, I'm walking the walk, let's just put it that way. I have for many years, but there's a lot of people acting fraudulent as though they are these readers and asking for money or whatever they're doing. I don't know. It's just being aware of that. And I know you're smart, you're wise, you're hip to this sort of thing, and it's just another warning, just another, you know, forewarned, forearmed type of thing. So beautiful though, you know, very inspiring, and interesting that it comes under the Five of Swords, where people can be less than at times and maybe a little gossipy or a little bit underhanded maybe, and that might be that fraudulent thing. You think they're one thing and they end up being something else, but you can see through that if you really want to. You can absolutely create that for yourself and ask for that, you know, ask for that special third eye to open up, third eye chakra and so forth. And it's a really good time with Jupiter in Pisces. It's just, that's all about that. Our senses, our intuition, our psychic abilities, we all have it. Our ability to manifest the right things in the right circumstances, the right people into our lives. I love it. I love it. So let me go on to read the oracles now, the oracle divinations that are for every single Aries. I have picked this beautiful deck as of yesterday for Pisces, actually. The Starseed Oracle. It's one of my favorites. It's a newer one, but I love it. So I will go through it and just give you some special guidance that it has for you. I see these are upside down, so it's okay. Your very special message for this whole month, although I will be back for mid-month readings, is the blue flame. Ooh, I get excited. Spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. I'm telling you, the eclipses do phenomenal things in our lives. They make things happen quickly. Sometimes it takes a long period of time, but they absolutely represent change and, you know, transformation, and that's what I'm reading for this. Look at this beautiful picture. We are light beings, and that's a big part of what this wonderful deck of starseeds is all about. We're all starseeds. It's just looking into all the different aspects of this incredible world we live in, you know, that we're all consciously connected to. So let me read to you what it says, because the words are just so beautiful. And this is the number, no, it's just the blue. It's categorized in alphabetical order. What should be before that? I'll see, the blue. Not seeing it. Bear with me. I will do my, oops, is that it? Bear with me. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay, yeah, it's going to be before that because it's the blue. This is a card of awakening and energetic upgrades. Perhaps you're going through a period of spontaneous awakening, receiving visions and having experiences that are out of the ordinary. In the West, little is known about the process of spontaneous awakening, and it can feel very scary when we're going through it alone. Elsewhere, there can be seen as auspicious experiences with those going through them being treated with tender care. The blue beings are thought to be activating beings with great potential for healing and upgrading and cellular structures. I love hearing that because I didn't mention it, but another wonderful, beautiful aspect of Jupiter in Pisces is the ability to heal. It is a very healing time, and this is what Pisces is very much known for. And when it's Jupiter in there, it magnifies and expands that ability. So if you're under the weather, if you have issues with your finances or anything, your relationships that need some healing, it's happening. And I'm not saying it happens instantaneously, though it certainly can. It is in the progression, and it is continuing, it's ascending. So you feel things sometimes physically in that way. They appear in moments of extreme awakening, activating a physical kundalini awakening and deep cellular and DNA healing. Many people glamorize the awakening process. However, in reality, it's much messier and more difficult than most of us believe. We must first let go of what we think we know for sure and how we make sense of the world. That isn't easy, you know? The awakening process, even when it's spontaneous, takes a considerable amount of time to integrate. And awakening without integration can leave us feeling very ungrounded. Well, there's that beautiful highlighted, connection that I guess is asking you to be grounded. That beautiful influence, whether it's a person or a circumstance or a feeling, is being brought to you for this very reason. So I love that came up. See, there's always something Spirit needs to share that I certainly don't know. I'm just the conduit. I'm here to give you the messages, and I'm grateful for that. If you're in the midst of an awakening, the process never ends. Treat this time as deeply sacred and give yourself ample space to ground and integrate the extreme changes you're going through. So basically, I allow myself to surrender to the awakening process that's right for me. I take things slowly and integrate my experiences each and every day. The blue flame. Beautiful. Something to consider. These are messages of enlightenment and encouragement and inspiration and love. Nothing more. Do what you will with them. Hopefully you feel this in some way. I did bring in today the Healing with Angels Oracle too, because about 2015, I had seen Doreen Virtue or something of that nature, bought her deck, of course, and I decided that I would do my annual January reading for myself, where I would pick an angel card for each month, and then I would write it in my little booklet. So this morning, as of July 1st, because every month is a different card, mine is meditation. And 2 years ago, August, I dabbled in meditation most of my life. Then I became more spiritual, which was probably like in my 20s upward. Going to places, going to retreats and doing all that. But 2 years ago, I did decide, okay, this is going to be a regular daily practice. I allow 15 minutes every day in the morning. It works for me. I also had changed a job where I didn't get up at 4:30 in the morning, so it was a little more, it was easier, okay? And it's part of my daily thing. End of story. One of the best things I could have done. It doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes, mine's 15. I love it. It helps me. It keeps me grounded. Believe me, I need that in my life, as we all do. And so this month was for meditation, and I can see and feel already that there's so much activity and inspiration and drive that's coming through. I have an Aries moon. I feel it, and my business is booming, and I've got to keep that balance and keep myself present and grounded. So I'm going to pick your special card for this month as a guidance for you, and kind of the theme for the month. Okay, so your beautiful card, Aries, is that of healing. And it's just so amazing, because the blue flame is all about the ascension and the healing and the cellular DNA aspect, the deepest part of us. So I must say that is quite beautiful, and I think we have a theme here. And it's a good thing. And you also have that love from your, highlighted reading and just wanting to really, really just make things happen with that Ace of Wands and just encourage that newness, that transformation that's occurring. So it's all perfect and beautiful. But just keep this in mind, healing of everything. Yourself, your body, your well-being, your finances, like I said, certainly your relationships, maybe your perspective, all the variables. So if you have not subscribed, though, I do want to ask you to please push that button for me. This is one of the best things you can do. And I like to call it a follow button, because you're not obligated to do anything. It just shows me that you care and you like this reading, and you may come back, which I would love. And YouTube really likes it. I want to really blow this channel up at some point, but I have to be patient like anybody. It's just a matter of time, and I'll be here for you regardless, as many and often as I can. But your last category is the beautiful oracle, which I love. It is the Super Attractor Manifestation deck. Attracting into your life exactly what you want, because you actually are the one doing the attraction. And yes, there's always that co-creation. You're always getting help from Source, God, higher power, whatever you want to call it. But initiating it by feeling it into reality, okay? Because there's a lot of components, but the feeling is like the last important aspect of it, okay? That passion, if you will, you can relate to the word passion, that brings it into our physical, tangible world and life. You know, it's done constantly, and it's so beautiful to know that we can do that. So your beautiful message about your manifestation and the life you want for you and all of your relationships, Aries, for the month of July, when I live, first half, when I live and act from a place of spiritual alignment, I can trust that everything is working out for me. Even if I don't know when or how, it will happen. That's such an important part of it. Because I love to imagine and vision and do all that. And a lot of times it works, but not always. So just allowing that and just knowing I'm in sync, tuned in, tapped in, whatever, you know, Abraham Hicks always says. But then just allowing it and letting the process happen as it will. So I truly hope that you resonate right away with this, but you don't necessarily, and it can take time. And you can always check out your moon and rising signs, you know, because any of those planets definitely have an effect, even though I'm reading for the sun signs. But thank you again for taking the time. Have an amazing 4th of July weekend. Be safe. And do come back. Until next time, thank you so much. Bye for now.